So, why would a team of 25 highly paid tech execs leave one of the best companies in the world to start a startup? Because that's what my colleagues and I did to get Arta going. But to explain why we did that, let me take you back a few years. It was 2016. I was a VP and general manager at Google, and I had recently moved back to Singapore from our headquarters in Mountain View. I still keep saying R. My boss then, and the Google CEO, Sundar Pichai, had given me a charter to build new products for Google's next billion users, who were coming online from countries like India, Indonesia, Brazil, Nigeria, etc. And this is where this group of 25 first came together. And we started with a focus on India. India in 2016 was a cash-heavy society. People carried wads of cash around. There were billions outside the formal system. Then the Indian government announced demonetization, rendering 86% of the currency in circulation useless overnight. But within a few months, everything was back to normal. It felt like nothing had changed. But behind the scenes, something revolutionary was happening. The government and an innovative industry body called NPCI was bringing finance and technology together to develop this new technology called UPI, or the Unified Payment Interface. My team and I saw an opportunity. We bet big on UPI, and we launched Google Pay in India. It was called TAZE. We partnered closely with NPCI and the country's 4 largest banks, laying the groundwork for a complete transformation. The product took off. Initial growth was 10x of what we had planned for, and honestly, took all of us by surprise. We were in a market with very well-funded competitors who had raised billions of dollars. And although Google has no shortage of resources, we hadn't quite planned for the scale. And those of you who worked at large public companies know that budgeting processes just take time. So we had a hit product on our hands, but no budget to compete. So we had to get creative. So we gamified adoption with scratch cards, cricket games, stamp collections. It forced us to be scrappy and creative. My team and I were in the trenches, coming up with new ideas every day and shipping them in a few days. It was just so much fun. Fast forward a few years, and India today has changed. Digital payments in India have exploded. The combination of finance and technology has changed the economy and transformed a nation. People who previously had no access to the formal banking system are now taking loans, saving money, starting businesses, everything on their phones. Google Pay now has hundreds of millions of users, transacting trillions of dollars. From chai vendors to department stores, everyone's using GPay. The success was, of course, due to many institutions and countless individuals. And my team and I were really fortunate to have played a part in it. But it had an enormous impact on our careers. I went on to lead Google's fintech efforts globally, expanding Google Pay across the world, rebuilding Google Finance, running the payments infrastructure that powered the entire Google ecosystem, and even addressing the G20 finance ministers on the future of technology and money. The Google Pay team, many of whom are here today, had a similar career trajectories, getting promotions, bonuses, and all the good stuff that comes with success. But a few years later, I'm standing in front of you, just another entrepreneur, hustling and trying to build a business, but this time without the Google brand or the budget. Why? What happened? Well, there were 3 big reasons that why my colleagues and I started Arta. And hopefully sharing this with you will help you learn something from the experience. So let me start with the shallow reasons, and then I'll go deeper. First, as the product grew and the teams grew at Google, things got slower. They got more departmentalized. All of us were running large teams. And even when things were aligned, it just took weeks to get aligned. We missed that feeling of scrappiness in the early stages of being in it together. That mix of raw optimism, the super highs mixed with the super lows. For most people here, just a typical day at a startup. But second, a few of us started asking ourselves, what drove this success? Was it the Google brand? Was it timing, luck, or did we have something to do with it? Could we perhaps do it again, this time without the backing of Google? Did we have it in us to survive in a real world? The search for self-actualization has driven many great successes and many great failures. But the most important reason was that we had seen the impact that bringing together finance and technology had on people's lives. And we wanted more. And as we delved deeper into this mix of finance and tech, we found a mission that deeply resonated with us. A mission that was bigger than anything else we had ever worked on. A mission that we felt was worth dedicating the next few decades of our life to. And that mission was how to make money work for everyone. I know that sounds a bit strange, so let me explain. Most of us work for money. We put in time, effort, energy, and in return, we get paid. But for the wealthy, it works differently. Their money works for them. They invest it, and their existing money creates more money. That is the secret. So we made this our mission. How do we take the financial superpowers that the ultra-wealthy have and bring them to everyone? So let me tell you a little bit about Arta first. At Arta, we are democratizing private banking. We've combined high-quality investment opportunities typically available only at private banks. Opportunities like private credit, discretionary portfolios, structured products, quant strategies, and we've combined them together with a powerful AI system that's purpose-built for wealth and finance. Arta has been available in the US for the last year, and a few weeks ago, we opened up globally via Singapore. Over the next couple of years, we'll open up to everyone directly and through our partner banks and fintechs around the world. We're at the cutting edge of using AI in wealth and are just a few months away from making a voice-based AI copilot available to everyone globally. Arta is well-funded, we have fantastic partners, and we're lighting the path to what wealth management looks like in the AI era. But let's be honest, is success guaranteed? Is it a smooth ride? Are we sleeping well at night? No. We're a 3-year-old startup. And even for a startup that's as fortunate as us, it's way harder than building something inside Google or inside a large company. That's a photo of my co-founder sleeping in office a couple of weeks back. If you think about it, on a personal basis, it makes very little rational sense to start a company. Not only are the odds of success in entrepreneurship low, it's a long, tumultuous journey. Every day feels like I'm soaring or I'm crashing. It's a mental, physical, spiritual ordeal. And not just for you, but for your family and your support system. Startups are not easy. So when people ask me, big company or startup, I tell them, if you want to make money, you have a smooth life, want a CXO title, just go work for a large company. Don't do a startup. The only reason you should do a startup is because you feel you exist to see the vision of that startup brought to life. Because that mission that you've signed up for gives you purpose in life. So when you're 85, 90, old, retired, you can look back and say, wow, did I really get to be part of that? And that is why I started Arta. And to me, it feels like the universe has been conspiring to help us achieve this mission. And this mission is encapsulated in our name, Arta. Arta comes from the Sanskrit word Arta, which has many meanings, but depending on the context, it stands for wealth, strategy, but most importantly for us, it stands for meaning or purpose in life. And in that name is the crux of why my colleagues and I left our well-paid jobs in Google and big banks and started Arta. It's why I'm working harder than I've ever worked in my life, and why I'm giving this everything I have. Because Arta and our mission to make money work for everyone is what gives purpose or Arta to our lives. Thank you.